Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to United States of Africa. I hope you're doing well and you can hear me perfectly. This is another edition, whereas I'm going to talk about racism against Nigerian national in Indonesia. But before I begin, I'd like to send my sincere condolences to the family of Professor Runoko Rashidi. And we're going to have 1 minute of silence in honor of this fallen great legend, a great historian, and someone who has really inspired me in the quest for global African presence. Thank you very much for joining and being part of United States of Africa. As one of the first people to know about the sudden death of Professor Runoko Rashidi, and I was very shaken and very disappointed because I really wanted to work more with him and to be able to know more about his work. But the little time that I interacted with Professor Runoko Rashidi, I knew him as someone who was very passionate about African people and someone who loved Black women. And he kept on reciting this in every interview. He has done a lot of amazing work, and now he's joined the ancestral realms. Let us honor his legacy by continuing his work. And the vision of our Global Pan-Africanism Network is all about reunification of all people of African descent. So while we are talking with Professor Runoko Rashidi, he discovered the similarities between my project and his project. And this is one of the reasons why he is very fascinated by what we are doing at United States of Africa, and he continued to support in different ways the work of United States of Africa. And we have lost a great historian, a great teacher, a great professor of African history, and he has left an indelible mark in African history. There is need for Africans to nurture and raise a young generation of historians that will continue the work of these great historians, so that their work does not stop when they join the ancestral realms. We need to create an institution that will continuously study, do research on African history, so that we have a syllabus of African history, which compiles all the work of these great historians. And it's important for Africa to redefine its history and identity. Now going back to the story of racism against Nigerian national in Indonesia. Racism against Black people in Indonesia is nothing new. Indonesia, since it invaded West Papua in 1963, they have been torturing, killing innocent Black people in West Papua. And this has been going on for a very long period of time. Since 1963, Indonesia has killed more than 500,000 indigenous black people in West Papua. And in spite of this, the United Nations has never come out to say there's a genocide going on in West Papua. United Nations or the so-called International Criminal Court has been silent for more than 58 years when a genocide is happening in West Papua. Many black people are dying, and racism against indigenous black West Papuans has been going on for a very long period of time. Many times you'll see that indigenous people are being racially discriminated. A few weeks ago, a disabled West Papuan was beaten up by Indonesian police just because he could not hear, and therefore they thought that because this gentleman could not hear, he was rude or he was trying to steal something, and they beat him up very badly. This kind of racism against black people requires us to come together so that we can address this serious problem against people of African descent in Indonesia, in Europe, in the US. It's all about the balance of power. After the colonization and slavery of Africa, there's been an imbalance of power, and Africa's resources continue to be taken away by the same countries that colonized Africa. And there's need for us to unify, whether we are black people in the Melanesia, we are black people in Africa, and in Europe, in Latin America, we are one nation. And Olympics just demonstrated that there was one nation that was winning Olympics, and it's the black nation, the African nation. So therefore, let us use our unity and strength to come up with solutions to the challenges that we are facing, and compel the world to give us the same kind of respect like any other race. The United Nations took an important step to recognize all people of African descent, wherever they are, as one nation and one race. And we need to step up the efforts to unify all people of African descent, whether they are in India, they are in Bangladesh, whether they are in Latin America and the Caribbean. This is the time to unify all people of African or Black descent and work towards social and economic improvement, because the moment we improve social and economic well-being, that's the moment that every nation will begin to respect who we are. We need to embrace Black pride and be proud of who we are, be proud of our African identity and heritage, and learn about our history so that we can discover our self-worth and rediscover who we are as a people and as a nation. Racism against Black people is not going to stop as long as we remain divided by political parties, divided by different colonial boundaries, divided by different ethnic groups that we come from. We are not going. We are not going to end racism when we remain divided. There's need for the Black nation to be unified, regardless of which political party that you're in, regardless of which religion you're in, and regardless which ethnic group that you are in, and regardless which geographical location you're in. As long as we don't realize that we are one nation, we are going to continue being oppressed people. And this is a wake-up call for us to unify so that we can address these challenges. You have seen that Rwanda unifying its military with Mozambique has begun to deliver results. And this is what I've been talking about all along. the need to establish the African Defense Forces and ensure that the African military work together to address the common insecurity challenges. And if we begin working together, we are going to completely eliminate these terrorism threats in Africa. And the moment we embrace this African solutions to African problems mentality, we are going to see Africa begin to attain economic and social progress, because we cannot develop when there is constant chaos, people are being kidnapped on a daily basis. We need to put a house in order. I can see Trace joining from UK. Thanks for tuning in. Manuba joining, saying free West Papua. We have to continue advocating for freedom and independence of West Papua, because without independence, racism against Black people is not going to end in West Papua. And I challenge you to join the Free West Papua campaign, to join Africa for West Papua campaign, and stand in solidarity with the indigenous people in West Papua. They need their freedom, and Indonesia does not provide even freedom of expression. Many activists have been imprisoned for standing for the rights, for expressing their intentions and desire to be a free nation, to be free from Indonesian colonial rule. For that reason, they've been charged with treason. And many prominent activists languishing in Indonesian prisons. We call upon Indonesia to release all political prisoners, United Nations to take immediate action to bring to an end more than 58 years of Indonesian repression and colonialism in West Papua. The indigenous people have expressed their desire to be free. They want self-determination. They want to decide their destiny. And United Nations should not be an organization that is going to deny the indigenous people their right to determine their destiny. And even the International Criminal Court, by now they should be investigating crimes against humanity Indonesia has committed against indigenous people in West Papua. There is need for accountability in the United Nations human rights. If they stand for human rights, then they should begin to see Papuan lives matter. Someone saying that if Africa is rich, the African people don't need to fight racism. I agree with you. Racism is about economic power, the economic imbalance when it comes to the economic conditions of the African people. We need to radically improve the economic conditions of people of African descent. And if we do that, then racism won't have any power, because it relies on the economics to oppress African people, to siphon their natural resources. But the moment Africans wake up and begin unifying, utilizing their natural resources, adding value to them, racism will have no place in Africa. And Africans need economic power. More than 60 years of independence, but the same system of extraction of natural resources is going on. Foreign corporations dominate the African economy, and this is very unhealthy for the African economy, because we are not in control of our own economy. The same foreign companies will buy our oil, and then will come to sell it back to us. They're the ones that dominate the oil industry. If you go to fuel your car, it's a foreign company that is fueling your car, yet your country produces that oil. We need to end this kind of nonsense so that Africans take full ownership of the natural resources, and we begin adding value to whatever we have. By doing that, we are going to completely change the narrative and compel the world to begin respecting Africa, because we've been giving a lot to the world, yet they don't appreciate, they don't even value what Africa has been offering to the rest of the world. So there's need for Africans to come together. Let us set aside all our differences and work towards improvement of economic and social well-being. The United States of Africa has come up with several initiatives that provide people of African descent a safe space to speak about what they're going through. We have Black Mental Matters that provides a platform for people of African descent, whether you're a person of African descent in India, in Bangladesh, in the Caribbean, in the Garifuna, in Melanesia, in Europe or United States. Black Mental Matters is a platform for you to come and share your experiences. And it's also a platform to promote mental health advocacy and awareness to make people realize that everyone needs to take care of his or her mental health, because brains are wired to be like engines. If you don't do service to them, if you don't take care of your brain, it doesn't matter if you are healthy now, at some point it's going to break down. So this is why it's important to take care of your mental health, practice self-care tips, make sure that you have time for yourself, and to give your brain to regenerate from a week of hard work. And Black Mental Matters is this platform that intends to create resources, and we have created a lot for people of African descent to understand that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. We have also created the Pan-African Leadership Center, which provides a platform for people of African descent who are interested in leadership positions, who want to lead. We encourage youth and women leadership, and we provide a platform to discuss and debate on issues that affect people of African descent, current affairs that affect African people worldwide. It's a platform for you to be able to express yourself and utilize your God-given talent for the benefit of 1.4 billion Africans and the rest of the African diaspora. So you can reach out to us if you want to get involved in any of our initiatives, and we'll be more glad to see more young people, more women involved. I'm always open. You can reach out via LinkedIn. You can reach out via United States of Africa. You can email us at info@usafricagov.com, and we'll get back to you. Thank you very much for joining, and have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your week.